Hello and welcome back to Turbo Fire Garage. Today we will be taking a look at the 327 and seeing what the last 40 years and 21,000 miles has done to the internals. Alright, well, a little bit deeper look into the engine here. It doesn't look too bad at all. There's a little bit of scaling, or I'm not sure what that is down there, but there's a little bit of, what is that? Just rust? Yeah, it's a little bit of rust. Anyway, so there are those gaskets there. And they held. So you can make those gaskets work. A little bit of work needs to be done on the heads as far as port matching, but all in all it looks pretty good. There is one black push rod amongst all of the others. I'm not sure if this is made out of a different material or not, but all in all it looks pretty good. I have the valve train out of the 327 and I was very surprised at these lifters. Usually there's indentations and wear present on these lifters, and I am not seeing any. And since these are original GM lifters, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them down to Delta Camshaft. They can resurface them. I will have them put in the signature Delta Camshaft notch to improve oiling. And I would like to see if we can just reuse these lifters. Here are the 327 heads, and I have finished port matching the exhaust ports on one of the heads here, and I wanted to show you the difference of just how much I took out. So this one has the best representation here. There's a little bit on top and there's a little bit more on the side. The bottom here, the gasket failed and it blew out just right here. And on the middle, we had some blowouts on the bottom here as well. And also on the forward part here. So it doesn't look like the header was oriented properly, and just the bottom of the gaskets on all of these just blew out. But anyways, they port matched pretty nice. And I did get them cleaned up on the inside as well. And just as a gasket here to show you, they did come out pretty nice. Here we have the intake side, and if you'll look, you'll see that the ports are pretty small compared to the gaskets. The intake requires a lot more gasket matching than the exhaust. The exhaust was actually pretty close, but the intake is going to need a lot more work. Here's a finished one here, and after quite some time, several hours of work, I think we got ourselves a winner here. It matched up pretty good. So hopefully that'll give us 5, maybe 10 more CFM out of these heads, and that should work pretty good with the L79 camshaft. Looking at the bearings from front to back, we do notice that there is not a lot of wear up at the front. There's a little bit here on that bearing, and there's a little bit here on this one. But as we go back to this one here, you can see some spots, and you can see a little bit of copper here. So for 40 years and 21,000 miles, let me know what you think. Is this normal? All of the rod bearings look pretty much exactly the same. This one is just the outlier because it has a groove in it and it's very shallow. You can't hardly get your fingernail on it. But it does have a little bit of wear at the very bottom, hardly anything on the side, and just about the same on the top as the bottom. All 8 are exactly like this. Let me know what you think, and if the standard volume, standard pressure oil pump has been doing its job for the last 40 years and 21,000 miles.